Hey everyone, my name's Hal, and this is Quail Studios Guitar. You have come here, and we're going to talk a little bit today about Comfortably Numb. We're going to talk about the two leads. Well, let's start with the first lead. No, I take it back. Let's start with the second lead, which has the main chord progression of the verse, which is B minor, A, G, E minor, back to B minor. Let me show you that really quick. Here are the chords for that chord progression. B minor, okay, if you don't know B minor, this is how it goes. We've got a finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret, and this bar finger goes across to the 1st string, 2nd fret. So these two notes, the A string and the E string, are going to be pressed down with this first finger right here. And then we're going to play what looks like an A minor chord. Now, A minor looks like this. If you don't know what A minor is, do a search on my channel and look up the A minor chord. Basically, it's like an A minor chord brought up 2 frets, and it's the bar, it's the B minor. And we play 5 strings. The next chord we're going to use is A, and I'm going to use one finger like this instead of 3 like that or like this, but I'm just going to use one finger across. I love to do it this way, and I raise my finger up a little bit and I'm able to miss that E string. And then I'm going to play G like this. It sounds pretty much like that bar chord. I mute this A string with this finger, and then the next chord is E minor. Okay, now I'm going to use a looper to set up the chord progression so that I can play the lead for you. And this is what it's like. Every chord has 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, oops, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I lied, didn't I? So I meant to say, I didn't think about this very well. B minor has 4 beats, A has 4 beats, G has 2 beats, E minor has 2 beats, back to B minor for 4 beats. And then we start all over again and start the chord progression again. B minor for 4 beats. So I'm going to set up a loop. Now, when you use a looper, what you have to do is you have to be really precise about this and think about your beat pattern and everything. And if you haven't done this before, you just need to practice it. So I'm going to take out my metronome. I've got Pro Metronome right here. It's free. It's an app you can get. That's too fast. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I'm going to put about 56 beats a minute. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4, 1. Now what's nice about the metronome is that it will give me a really steady beat. I can play right along with it. So when I play the loop, two, 3, and then I hit the button right on beat 1. Okay, so I've set up my loop. Now I'm going to play a lead to it. So I'm going to use a minor pentatonic scale. I'm on the 7th fret. Okay, just like that. And that's my basis for it. Now, I like to actually go up into the second position like this. Instead of going to here, I'll go slide up to the 11th fret there and then go 10, 12, 10, 12, just like that. So I go 7, 10, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, and then 11 on the G string, 10, 12, 10, 12. And I'll use that a lot of times. Then I'm going to go up to here too. Now, of course, I could use that just the straight all the way through if I want to instead of sliding up. But it's nice to be able to slide up to the 14th fret there on the E string, because when we do that, we can actually access that higher note really easily, which is important if we're going to play a lead from Comfortably Numb. I'm going to set my loop in motion. Now, you know what? Literally, I could sit here and play through this. Yeah, that sounds pretty fun, doesn't it? Now, I don't really like to take a lot of time and learn exact notes and what people are playing. The first lead break in Comfortably Numb, I've got that worked out, and I'll show that to you in another video. But in this video, we're just talking about improvising on that minor pentatonic scale, starting on the 7th fret, with a little shift up into second position. When you listen to the accompaniment, it goes through these chords. Now this is B minor right here. Let's take a note. There's a B note. Let's play it again on the A. And then with the G and the E minor. And then the B minor chord again. Now, if you notice that one note, the B note, and I'm on the 9th fret D string. That's a B note. It goes along really well with the B minor chord because it's in the chord. The A chord, that B is actually the 9th of the chord, so it sounds really cool, you know. That note right there, oops, I guess I'm, right? So, it sounds good, but it's not in the chord. So if you don't like that note, like if you're playing along and you're playing a lead, and you're like, you say to yourself, oh, that note doesn't in the chord, so I'm going to go down. There it goes. You can explore each note to see if it works in every chord. Nope, that doesn't work in that chord. Yeah, that's an A note, works in that chord. Nope, doesn't work in that chord. Doesn't work in that chord. Doesn't work in that chord. So what does that mean? Let's talk about this just for a second. When you have a note that doesn't work in a chord and it clashes with the chord, even a little bit, what it does is when you sit on that note, it creates tension. It creates a little of anxiety, a little bit of like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to describe, isn't it? But when we play a note that's in the chord, it's relaxing. We relax into the chord. So when we play the note, playing that B note again. Now listen. Now when it hits the A chord, it creates tension. Relaxes. Relax. And that's when it hits that B minor chord, that B note is the root of the chord. And so we're just like, oh, it feels so good. Okay, let's explore a different note. Let's explore this F sharp. It's on the 9th fret A string. Oops. Now that F sharp is in the B minor chord, so it sounds really good. But it's not in the A chord, it's not in the G chord, it's not in the E minor chord. Let's see what it sounds like. Yep, it's not in that chord. Not in that chord, it clashes. Clashes with that chord. Okay. So normally what happens is that when you play a note that's not in the chord and it creates that tension, you could actually just sit there, can't you? And just play the note and wait for the chord to change. Or you can move like this. B note. F sharp note. The A note goes with the A chord. B note goes in the G chord. That doesn't go. That's an E note. Or is that an E note? Let me think about that. Oh, that's an F sharp note again. Hello. What was I thinking? Now that little thing right there that they do this sometimes in the lead to Comfortably Numb, right? That's on the 11th fret G string, sliding down to the 9th fret, and then playing the 7th fret on the G string, and then the 9th fret on the D string. Or you could do a prebend. Prebend on the G string on the 9th fret, bend it down, 7th fret, 9th fret on the D string. I love that. That's so fun. You can do it all over the place. That's usually where they do it. You can do it an octave higher here on the E string, 14th fret, going to the 12th fret, 10th fret, and then the 12th fret on the B string. Of course, you could do the prebend too. That's fun, isn't it? All right, thanks for coming along, and we will talk more about that later. Go to the next video. We'll talk about the first lead to Comfortably Numb. Thanks for coming over. I have supporters over at Patreon. You can become a supporter there and get lead sheets and everything there. But I will be coming out with the Quill Studios book of lead sheets and music. and also the Quail Studios Guide to Music. And those will be available to patrons over at Patreon that have donated a cumulative total of $5. And they will just be able to get that and above. And this is retroactive to all patrons and former patrons. So if you want to get that, just go on over there. Thanks. We'll talk to you later. Bye.